Guys, Woody here and welcome back to another remaking a CM0102 Legend in FM23. And obviously today, if you've looked at the thumbnail, which you probably have, we are remaking Tonton Zola Moukoko. Yes, we are. Definitely one of my favourite players in CM0102. But before we get into that, if you are enjoying this type of content or you like playthrough content and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, if you could, it would mean a lot to me. Smash the like button, pushes the video out to more people, and let me know down in the comments, who else do you want to see from CM0102, who was a Wonderkid in that game, who didn't quite make it in real life. We've done a few so far. Alexander Farnerud, Cherno Samba, this is going to test me. We did Mike Duff and Jamie Victory together, and Maxim Tijalko as well. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Anyway, Tonton Zola Moukoko for you today. Let's have a look at him before we show you him in FM23. So here he is in CM0102, looking pretty good at Derby County. Some really good stats there. And now here he is in FM23. And here he is, Tonton Zola Moukoko at Derby. He is 16 years old. He's Swedish Ghanaian, obviously, as we know. He can play behind the striker or up front at the moment. He is worth 3.8 to 11.5 million as well, actually looking pretty good there. Obviously, those physicals are pretty good there as well. We know he's quite short, not super duper strong. Good technique, good flair off the ball, work rate as well, and that determination should do well for him. So let's go 5 years into the future now and see how Tonton Zola Moukoko looks at age 21. And here is Tonton Zola Moukoko, age 21, and he is a Spurs player. And you can see here he's progressed quite nicely. He's got a few player traits here. Runs with the ball through the center, places shots, argues with officials, gets the crowd going. Is obviously they've been playing him out on the right and on the left sometimes, and in midfield. I'm not sure he's a very good winger. I mean, he does have the physicals here, but his crossing's not great. Maybe as an inside forward, but I think you've got to be playing Tonton Zola Moukoko here behind the striker. He has 10 caps for Sweden with 2 goals as well. As you can see, his physicals are really, really good here. Mentals have gone up as well. That off the ball determination as well. These ones here, the dribbling and the technique. He is looking pretty good. Hopefully, he's getting the game time. Remember back to the Cherno Samba video. I think he signed for Tottenham as well, and it really stymied his career. So here he is. Derby County doesn't play in the first year, interesting. Plays in their second season in League One, scores 4 goals. Their third one in League One, 29 appearances, 10 goals, 4 assists. Obviously, they get promoted there. And then the start of the season, he plays 3 games, 1 goal before Tottenham make a 9.25 million bid for him. And he goes on to play 19 sub-appearances in the Premier League for Tottenham, followed by 7 and no games. Is this July? Oh, no, sorry. We've ticked over to the new season because it's July. I accidentally simmed a month ahead than I should have. I was a bit panicky there. I was like, he's played no games for a whole year, but only 7 here. 3 cup games and 1 continental game, so not very good there. So I'm worried. So made his senior debut, first ever goal. Yep, first international cap. Yep. Bought by Tottenham, promotion, first international goal. He's won the Europa League and a couple of Swedish kind of stuff there. Sweden schedule senior squad. Let's have a look. Have they been Euro qualifiers? They made the World Cup in 2026. And they got, oh my God, they got to 3rd place playoff where they beat Italy. Wow, got pumped in the semi-final. I don't know if we can we? No, we can't have a look. So I don't know if Tonton Zola Moukoko was here. It's hard to tell if he was in the squad. Only 10. It doesn't say he got a 3rd place playoff. Where if we have a look at Alexander Isak, for example. Golden Boot runner up. Yeah, so he doesn't say he got a 3rd place spot with there. So he could have been in the squad. They're ranked 12th in the world now as well. Oops, too far. So interesting stuff. I really hope that this next couple of seasons here at Tottenham, he really starts to kick on and get that game time. Because if he doesn't, he's not going to progress, and that's going to be disappointing. He's not going to reach that full potential. He's worth a heck of a lot of money, but Let's go ahead to 26 and see what Moukoko looks now. And here he is, Tonton Zola Moukoko at 26. He is a Newcastle player, but things aren't looking very good. He's actually transfer listed at Newcastle, which is not good. Okay, we'll deal with all that in a minute. He has 20 caps for Sweden with 4 goals. So in 5 years, he's only got 10 caps, which, strange there. He is being played more on that right as well. I bet you... Yeah, look, he's limited appearances for Newcastle, have been on the right side of midfield. His stats still look good. He's quick, he's good concentration, he's good off the ball, good work rate. He's a really good shadow striker, I would say, or a striker for that matter. He likes to run with the ball with centre places shots. We know that he comes deep to get the ball, knocks ball past the opponent, cuts inside from both wings, obviously, because he's playing on the wing there, gets a crowd going and runs with the ball often. But... he's at the peak where he should be, maybe should be a little bit, but his technicals aren't, I mean, okay, his heading's not great, but his jumping reach isn't good. Some of these, yeah, maybe his passing's a bit low, but other than that, he does look like a decent out-and-out striker. The composure could possibly be better in the decisions as well, but, you know, he is a flair player, and he was in that game as well, but let's go and have a look at his career and see what has happened. So... he played 11 games for Tottenham in the league, all off the bench. The next season was 22, but 21 of them were off the bench with 4 goals before 18, 16 off the bench. And then his final year at Tottenham, just the 2 bench appearances. And Newcastle bought him for 31 million, and now he's transfer listed after 1 year and 10 appearances. Not starting many games is Tonton Zola Moukoko. And I think we have the same problem that Cherno Samba hit here. His career is being halted by a lack of game time. He's absolutely gutting. Another Europa League winner for Tottenham, Carabao Cup and Premier League champions. What the? Tottenham won the Premier League. That's a first, because I mean, if you played this game as much as I have, Tottenham tend to struggle. So it's amazing that they won the Premier League. But Tonton Zola Moukoko last year won the Premier League before being bought by Newcastle. Sweden, on the other hand, have dropped down to 26 in the world rankings. He's not as one of their best players. We go back all the way to, there's the World Cup. They made the Euros and they lost 2 games, beat Georgia and made the second round and then went out. So not great there. And he probably wasn't in the squad, given that we're in the middle of the Euros at the moment. I doubt he's in the squad. He is in the squad at the moment, but obviously limited game time for Sweden is not helping either. So Tonton Zola Moukoko is having a bit of a bum steer at the moment. Hopefully he can get his career back on track, and weirdly that he's no longer transfer listed. That was strange, because I haven't pressed continue. He's wanted by Fiorentina. Hopefully he can get a move, get some game time, and resurrect his career over the next 5 years. So let's go ahead one more time. No, the second last time, sorry, my apologies, and see how he is at 31. And here he is, 31. Tonton Zola Moukoko is a Nantes player. Nantes with a little stop off in Lazio there. He has been here for quite a while, amassed a decent amount, but let's work our way around here. He has 35 caps for the national team, which is 15 more, so he's still only playing 5 games a year for Sweden. He is now obviously competent, as natural, on that right-hand side, which I bet you, once again, yeah, he's playing on that right-hand side, but he played pretty well. I always do that. Stats still look pretty good. Physicals on a little bit of a decline. He's got so many player traits. Mentals are excellent. His technicals are still pretty good as well. That first touch is 16. His concentration of 19. His composure's gone up as well. So a little bit of a... upwards here as well. Decisions still 12, but he should be being played up front, and he is being hit a little bit, and that's what really hurt him down here in his career. He couldn't quite get that trajectory, but he is unhappy at the moment. Some promises broken. He's also on 100k a week, so he's on a pretty good wedge, but his second season at Newcastle, he was great off the bench, and then they loaned him to Lazio, so that was great. And then Newcastle lost 31 million on him when he went to Is it nonce? Nonce. Apologies. I just want to say Nantes, but that's also wrong. Anyway, he has had a really, really good 4 years here in France. 7 goals, 12 goals, 14, 10. He's actually getting the game time and the average rating up like we would want to see from him. Milestones wise, how is he looking here? So, Community Shield with Newcastle, interesting. He was released as well. No one even came and bought him, like signed his contract before he was being run down. And not much happening in Ligue 1, you would assume, with PSG probably winning a lot of that. Sweden have now dropped down to 37. Wow, they were up at 12. Those heady days, but there's a disappointing Euros there. And it doesn't look like they made another World Cup. More Euros. Yeah. That was the Euros where we came back before with Austria. They lost. And they just looked poor there. And then we've got some Europa League. And we're back to another Euros where they've disappointed again. And World Cup qualifiers now in Group G. They are topping that group, but it could be a long road back for Sweden. But Tonton Zola Moukoko has got his career back on track. He's not for sale, but he is unhappy. It's a bit of a shame. He's scoring some good goals here. It's a shame it has taken that long for him to get. I mean, his career at Derby was good, but it's this part here from 2025 to basically, I guess, 2033, an 8-year period that has just really, really hampered him. But he still looks really good. He just wasn't given that game time. It's so frustrating. Right, we've got one more jump to do in time, 5 more years. Tonton Zola Moukoko will be 36 and quite possibly ready to retire at the end of his career. Let's go and check him out. And here is Tonton Zola Moukoko, age 36. He is at Spartak Moscow. Interesting. He's obviously, he left France there after making 199 appearances for Nantes in Ligue 1. 49 caps for Sweden, so what was that in 5 years? He's picked up, another 15, 14-ish, so a couple more goals there. He is now, obviously, playing in the midfield as well. Where's he been? It's weird that no games have come up for club there, but okay. Oops, but every time. Oh, he's got some staff attributes. Not very good. And as you can see, his physicals have really gone down. His acceleration and pace as well, these are going down. His mentals are still really, really good. That concentration, determination, leadership, off the ball flair as well. And his technicals aren't too bad as well, but that's why I don't like a winger. Disappointing here. He is 36. He's actually not due to retire, which is interesting. So he's probably got another year left in him. But we won't be seeing that as we will be rounding this one off. But where did we leave you last? I think it was 4 years there. And then he came back, still playing a lot of games here in Ligue 1. And but here, this is where it drops off, starting to come off the bench. The goals dropping off. There you go. And then he moved to Spartak Moscow and probably play one more season here, I would assume, and finish up his career. Let's check his milestones. I can't see too much being here, as you can see. Yeah, just Sweden best 11 and club best 11 signed by Spartak Moscow on a free. So that is a little bit disappointing from Tonton Zola Moukoko. I mean, look, he had a good stint here in France. We can see that. Played a lot of times in Liga and obviously was a critical player for Nantes there as well. But this is where it really hurt him. Signing for Tottenham. Wish these players wouldn't sign for Tottenham, because I'm pretty sure Cherno Samba signed for Tottenham and the same thing happened to him. His time in the Premier League was just... yeah, it really, really did not help his development one bit. And then, yeah, just disappointing in the end. So, possibly, I mean, definitely a better career than what, unfortunately, he had in real life. But I feel like he could have done a bit better. Same with, Cherno Samba, keep harking on about that. But I would assume Tonton probably has 1 year left, and he might get that 50th cap for Sweden. How are they looking? 55 in the world. They've really, really dropped off a cliff since that third place spot in the World Cup. Here they were in 2038, being dumped out in the group stages there. That was the last Euros we were at. Yep. So disappointing from Sweden. They never really hit those heights. But Tonton Zola Moukoko, yeah, it's been okay. It hasn't, yeah, it's been an okay one, but it's just this development. It's just this development here. It's why you got to develop the young players and got to give them suitable game time. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap that up there as well. If you've enjoyed this video and you're not yet subscribed, if you could, it would mean a lot to me as well. And don't forget, let me know down in the comments, what other Champman 0102 legends would you like to see remade in FM23? Just remember, have to be ones whose careers didn't quite go as well as they did in that game. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.